Alright, Admiral, the vote is in. There was a vote? Yes, you're the winner. I'm the winner? What did I win? A trip to Astera. No, like, what did I win? What was that competition? Oh, we decided that you have the best signature attack, a rock. Oh my god, I've dreamed of this moment for months. Ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages, I hope you're all having as nice a day as I am on this wonderful day of the week or weekend, because we live in a world where Monster Hunter has new content, and that is always great. But why stop at what we have now, when we can look to the future, to the next monster, the next unannounced returning monster? Of all the things you can do to a monster to update its moveset, if there is one thing Capcom has shown us so far, it is make their super move, their signature attack, just so damn memorable and iconic that it elevates the creature as a whole. Today, in an effort to tell Capcom what we do like seeing in our signature attacks, I've collected your opinions on the matter, and today, my particularly peppy peonies, it is time for a dissection of the official community-generated list of the top 5 signature attacks in Monster Hunter. It's weird, it's unbelievably unbalanced and unfair, and it's incredibly controversial, so stick your rump in a nice rump-shaped chair and prepare to get comfortable for what may be a particularly uncomfortable experience.
Oh my god, is that a threat or a promise?
If you want to take part in the next list, the official top 5 worst Elder Dragons in Monster Hunter, just click on the handy-dandy link placed conveniently in the description of this very video. If you do vote, make sure that you also stop to comment on this video with why you voted the way that you did, and you may even see your comment show up in the video itself. For those who don't know, I have absolutely no influence on the outcome of this list, not even creating the options to vote for themselves, instead leaving that up to you guys to fill in and fill up, only stepping in for tiny little bits of moderation every once in a while when someone inevitably submits a ridiculously offensive thing. Usually there are some sillier answers, but given the specificity of this topic and the fact that some monsters just sort of don't have something that you could reasonably consider a signature attack, the answer stuck to pretty serious choices. Getting into the core of the experience then, we will be going over the list itself of the top 5 signature attacks as voted by you, followed by a little graph-based analysis of the experiment as a whole. So without further ado, let's begin with
number 5 with 5.48% of the votes.
Yup, that's definitely an
Oh, thank God I knew it.
Seething Basil Geese.
For me, the best monster attack has to be from Seething Basil Geese.
What did you say?
When I saw this egg-headed superheated boy spin into the air, scatter those purple bombs everywhere, and then come back down as a freaking nuke for the first time, I instantly fell in love with him. It's the coolest attack for me because it shows the sheer power that a non-elder dragon can bring to bear.
Thank you for confirming my belief and opinion that those are eggs, not scales. Hashtag Seething Basil Geese. I will also hold opinion that his nuclear scales are pink, but not everyone sees colors the same according to Mr. Michael from Vsauce, so fair enough either way. Yeah, this attack is absolutely gorgeous. I generally try to keep my love in check for Seething Basil only because I love regular Basil Geese so damn much that I feel like it influences my opinion on Seething, but this specific attack is about as much evidence as you need to claim that Seething Basil is a massively successful and cool creature, and he's only one of 2 non-Elder Dragons appearing on this list today, so that really says a hell of a lot.
Seething Basil Geese, it's pretty effective and the soundtrack is amazing. It is just such a fun experience, and it makes me sad that Seething isn't invading hunks with this attack.
The soundtrack is great. Anytime music stops for an attack, or it is timed in a way where the music always dips or crescendos at just the right time with a specific attack from a monster, it just does so much for the quality of the experience. But yeah, I totally agree that it sucks he is no longer an invader. One of the best things about regular Basil Geese was the personality that the community really attributed to him. The one of him always just searching for more fun things to take part in, whether you want him there or not, like the annoying little brother who you love unconditionally regardless, and by God, have I missed my annoying little egg-bearded brother.
Number 4 with 5.59% of the votes.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
Eletrion.
Gonna be frank, I haven't fought or seen much of old school Eletrion, so if he has a plain or dull signature attack in old school, I don't know what it is, but this new signature attack seen in the trailer looks game-changing. Safi's is easily the coolest in the game currently, but aside from when I'm in the 3rd phase and really far away from a crag, it isn't all that threatening. This new attack will 100% kill you when he uses it, and it looks amazing. I love the fact that this so far may actually be the first signature attack that can be lethal if not managed properly, and I love the fact that we can use the elements against him to make this. potential attack more survivable.
Oh, my sweet summer child, what do you know about fear?
See, this poll started a few days before Eletrion released, so the first few votes in his favor were a mix of people who really liked his old world little hailstorm, I guess was his old signature attack, and then people who had seen the trailer and assumed that it would be great. You'd think that explains it, right? A move this controversial, surely it should only be here because of people who voted before experiencing it, right? Wrong, actually. Before Eletrion came out, he was sitting at around 10th on this list, and then over the next couple of days, he surged into a pretty comfortable 4th place, where he has remained since. I think the hate for Eschaton Judgment is just one of those vocal minority type situations where more people like it than dislike it, but the people who like it don't talk about it all the time, whereas the people who dislike it really dislike it. Either way, if we forget the DPS check mechanic part, the visuals of the move and the actual execution of how to heal yourself if you've weakened it is really cool, really unique, and quite fun. I think they did an excellent job here. In other words, Eletrion, we have decided to do our own Eschaton Judgment of you, and have found you worthy. Not that it's a surprise given your ability to meet elemental DPS checks.
Number 3 with 9.44% of the votes. Raging Brachidios.
Raging Brachidios is end phase. I like how he punches so hard and so fast, shows how powerful but desperate he is to kill you, and how he traps you in with him, making it epic like it's his last stand.
This attack is just particularly unique. I mean, the fight as a whole is really, given how scripted and specific this fight is for a non-Elder Dragon, which makes it make sense that he was able to use these unusual circumstances to create an extremely memorable moment, a particularly special move that no hunter can ever really forget. This is it. This is that. Not every monster has one, but the ones that do, god damn, do you remember them? Especially recently, in my opinion, Capcom really worked out the formula for making a singular, specifically memorable moment in fights right around the 4th generation. And I feel like it's just been getting progressively better and better across the board in that regard since.
The best signature move has to be Raging Brachidios punching the hell out of the ground so hard that he remodels the area and he ends up black and smoking. That's what a signature move should be. It's memorable, fun to watch, incredible, a demonstration of its power, and it changes the fight. So good. So good. So good.
Yeah, it changes the fight. That's a big point. It's even more memorable than most signature moves because it signifies a very special point in that fight. His slime changes from blastatus to just straight up burn damage, the area gets totally blocked off so you can't get out, and the music picks up. Huh, music. How unusual for that to come up again.
Number 2 with 10.49% of the votes.
All right, now everybody, get in crash position.
Valstrax.
Valstrax has the coolest ultimate, hands down. Watching helplessly as a glowing comet soars through the sky circling its measly hunter prey, and seeing it crash directly at you at the speed of light with a tremendous explosion of dragon is just so cool to me. Plus the skid thing Val does is great.
Oh, my friend, nice to see you here again at your weekly appointment on a community-voted list. Can't miss one, huh, buddy? Jokes aside, I fully understand Valstrax being here for this one. He is a totally beloved monster, and a large part of the love for him is actually based around just how cool his super move is. It is a very noticeable and fun moment whenever it happens. It is tense every time, and at least at one point in time, it was pretty unusual to have an attack that would pretty much one-shot you if you didn't time a dodge absolutely perfectly. I guess in hindsight, when you compare a well-timed Superman dive to the type of things we have to do to counter the more modern signature moves, it does seem a little bit basic, but it worked. It was really cool, and it was memorable. It doesn't need to be more than that. It was tense, it was fun, it was great, and hey, look at that, the music was affected again. Sound design is such a massive part of Monster Hunter to me, from the music itself all the way to things like the sounds of a monster's body moving when it attacks. Does the skin rubbing against itself sound mushy and soft, or like a hard, impenetrable fortress of steel? It depends on the monster. It all matters, and it all resonates within us as hunters, whether we recognize it in the moment or not. Cutting out the music, or changing music with a signature attack, that is a constant. That has become a theme as of late. Think about how many monsters do this now in one way or another. Valstrax may not have been the bringer of this idea in general, but he was arguably the first in the series to have it totally perfected with his super move.
Number 1 with 29.14% of the votes.
No, yeah, no, yeah, yeah, no, go into the light.
safi'jiiva.
I like Safi's. It is probably the fact that it has to be one of the most devastating attacks, and I can only imagine what would happen if Safi got out.
So this is actually a big point here. This has to be one of, if not just the, most straight up powerful singular attacks a monster has ever shown us. Just ever. The amount of pure chaos and destruction that something like this would do if released on the surface, where living things are, is just unbelievable. The only reason that we, as hunters, managed to survive this attack is because the rocks that we hide behind are draped in the shed skin of the safi'jiiva itself. Nothing else can really survive the blast in one piece. Not even the walls of the arena itself in Phase 3. It's just absolutely devastating.
The best super attack is Safi. It's so cool as the start ascends, the music cuts, then the massive blue flaming flash that instantly kills all hunters caught in it. And the church bell roar that comes after. It's almost straight out of an anime, and it's absolutely visually stunning. You can even sense the power behind the attack.
And once again, yeah, the music, but they did the music thing even better here than in most, because they don't just suck the sound out of the music, the sound of the entire room is just gone. Valstrax makes your ears ring. Safi absorbs all of the sound out of the air itself, and then drops the closest thing to an actual nuclear bomb in the Monster Hunter series. It's just insane, but like literally, because we hunters walk into the attack just a million times in a row.
Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change.
And that just about does it for the top 5, everyone, which brings us right around to our weekly analysis of the experiment and voting as a whole. And, well, the first note is, holy crap, safi'jiiva got nearly a third of the votes shown here, which is the top 25. 29.14%. That is a decisive victory if I have ever seen one. Jesus crazy fire dragon Christ. Another note, I made note of it during the list, but just to put it all together, every single monster in the top 5 has some sort of significant music or sound design change that happens when their signature attack happens. And to me, that is absolutely not a coincidence. Past this, my one real comment is, where are the Celtis Queen votes, guys? Not that I expected her to reach the top 5 in any world, but damn, it's just weird to see things like Great Jagras show up before Celtis Queen. What even is Great Jagras' signature move? Eating a fucking Aptodoth? Actually, you know what? It probably is that, and that's pretty cool, so that's okay. Alright everyone, I've been Cotton Dinosaur, and this has been your list of the official top 5 signature attacks in Monster Hunter. Do you agree with the majority on this one? Which of these lists would you like us to do next? Like if you liked the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet. This is the brand new outro to tell you all the things that you do that we love, so let's start with something simple and say, oh, we love your eyes. When they're watching us play video games, when we make a bunch of jokes that are kinda lame, or when they gaze upon our failures as we try to kill the monsters or important news about the kingdom Animalia. Rage, Cotton, and Hollow are all here, talking about the things you want to hear. So if you want to be the first to hear, like and subscribe and the bell and we'll cheer. Some of you are patrons, even though we are all the noobs and you're the pros. There's nothing we can do to thank you. No, really, there's nothing we could possibly do. Goodbye.